Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. If this is your first time watching, welcome. My name is Ebony, and in today's video I'm sharing a Humpday handmade project. I'm doing this collaboration all year with my BFF Paulette at Scrappy Tape. If you're not already subscribed to her, I will have her channel linked down below. We post videos on the second Wednesday of every month at 8 Eastern Standard Time using the hashtag Humpday Handmade 2025. We do have a hashtag that is Humpday Handmade without the year, because we did this collaboration about 4 years ago, and all of our projects in these videos are handmade. I do have a playlist, so if you want to see some more projects, check that out. This one is a little bit simpler because I am nursing a sick Great Dane right now, and it's a full-time job in between, you know, homeschooling my son. So this is a 4.5, well, A2 size flip top box. This is the one that I made. I didn't embellish the front at all because I'm not sure if I'm actually going to use it for a birthday or not. I might change the front out, but I used some of this colored vellum paper that someone gifted me, and this embossing folder. This is from Crafter's Companion. It's a birthday embossing folder, so I did that on the front. I used a piece of chipboard that I cut at 4x5 to create the box here. My idea was to make it a box where you could slide a A2 size card in the front, but I didn't take into consideration how wide the edges were going to be if I would have cut this out, because the idea was to have it to where you can slip the card in the front, see the card in the front of the box, and that would be the embellishing. So I might go back and try to make the box a little larger so I can still get that insert window in there, but that was the idea of the original project. So I'm just going to go with a regular flip top A2 size box today, and I did my little finger hole using my 1.5 inch punch, and then it just flip tops open. These are some A2 size Easter cards that I made just to kind of show you that they do fit. I do have a project share for that video, and here is the window that I cut out. You can actually make a card from that if you want. The paper that I use is the Echo Park 6x6 Let's Party. That is double-sided paper, and I use a 65-pound cardstock for the base. This is my template, and you can see here where I had the inside pocket that I was going to do. So I will try that in maybe a making it with Ebony video, which is also handmade projects that I do, and I do have a playlist for that one as well. So I'm going to show you a little easier way. This is 8.5 by 11 paper. I'm going to start on the 8.5 inch side, and I'm going to score at 1.5 and 6, and my paper should be cut at 7.5. So if you don't cut your paper prior to, you can always cut it after. So that's where I'm going to cut my paper off at 7.5. Then I'm going to go over to my 11.5 inch side, and then I'm going to score at 1.5 and at 7 1/4, and the paper length should be 8 3/4. So that's where this paper should be cut off at. So the paper for the actual project is 7.5 by 8 3/4, and you will need 2 sheets. So I have my 2 sheets, so I'm going to cut off the excess using the line that I scored. And then here's my other little line up here. I can barely see. There we go. So that's one piece. And then here is the second piece. I actually marked this one. I don't know why I didn't mark the other one. It just makes it a lot faster and easier to cut the paper. Alright, so there are my 2 pieces, and I'm going to fold on all the score marks. They're exactly the same size, and again, this is 65-pound paper by Recollections. Both sheets are again scored at the same scores. The only thing that makes it differ top to bottom is how you cut them, because of how I did my top and bottom. So we're going to make this one the bottom piece. So you just want to cut up your tabs. You want to miter just like a bottom for just a normal size box, how all the box templates are. I have my hot glue gun on so I can put it together, save me some time, because you can't tell, I'm last minute with this video and I'm going to dinner tonight with my husband, so I need to get it done. So I'm going to put hot glue on my tabs, and then this one, as long as I get it done, get it downloaded, and I can edit it and have it uploaded by 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm retired Air Force, so I still get up really early. Sometimes I think about going to the gym, but I have yet to really make it there. I do have a gym downstairs that I dust every now and again. I do go down there sometimes and lift weights. And I'm also in a Pilates class that I go to 3 times a week, so I do get some kind of exercise. So there's the bottom of the box. For the top, we're gonna do it to where the tabs are connected to the long side, just because of how I put the box together. So this is gonna be my front, and I'll show you what's the difference. I kind of angle the back a little bit more when I make this kind of box. And when I say angle, I'm talking this piece right here. Kind of miter it a little bit more than I would. It's just my preference, you don't have to. And then miter these. Actually, I cut these off. So that's another difference too. Like a pizza box. So if you want to do the window, this is the point you would do it. So this will be the back of the flip top, like this. So you want to have it facing this way. If you're going to do directional paper, go ahead and glue your paper down, and then place your piece that you're going to cut your window with. I recommend doing it with a piece of chipboard, and I have like a finger blade, or you can use like a craft knife. Secure it down and then cut your window. Like I said, this one was a little big because it only left this much around the edges. So I'm not going to cut a window in this one. I'm just going to glue it here like this. So when I go to adhere my layering pieces, they will be on the top of the box like that. And I did not layer the bottom box. So I'm going to put adhesive on this tab. I need some more glue in here. And then you just want to put it on there and secure it down. Make sure it's lined up first. And I never really use hot glue, but I was trying to for the sake of the tutorial, and it's not working. Let's try it again. Hot glue. I have my fan on in here, so it's like cooling the glue off super fast. Let's try that again. Okay, that worked. We could have just lined it up right here. That would have been easier too. And for the tabs, you want to bring them down and under the front flap and glue them down here. There's one, and then two, and then for the layering paper, all I did was cut it a little shorter than where I scored. So the actual, let's see, where's my template? The actual length of the box this way is 5 3/4. So you want to cut it a little shorter than that, and then it's 4 1/2 from left to right, and then thickness it's 5 3/4 and then 1 1/2. And this is 1 1/2 by 4 1/2. So you can just cut your layering papers a little shorter and then punch a little finger hole once you layer it on there. So still a cute box for gifting. You can put your A2 size card in here, make your window if you wish. I will probably have a more elaborate project next month. So if you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I will have all the measurements down in the description box, as well as the link to Paulette's channel if you're not already following her. So be sure to go over and check her out, and also join us next month on the second Wednesday of the month at 8 Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to check out the hashtag Humpday Handmade 2025, as well as our older hashtag Humpday Handmade, and you can find more handmade projects because we did have a lot more people joined in that collaboration. Thank y'all so much for watching. Stay safe and have a great day.